Hey guys, and welcome back to Building Habits. In case you're new here, this is a series where I introduce a set of rules you should try and follow in every game you play. The goal is to teach you strong fundamental principles that we will improve upon as we go. This series is my personal take on how to improve in chess, starting from 400 ELO all the way up to 2000 ELO and beyond. I'm going to choose a series of rules that I have to follow. What you might notice is that you will miss chances to play winning moves. That's okay. The goal here is to focus on the fundamentals, and I'm trying to get you guys to build good habits and play high percentage moves that will help you increase your rating. Let's go E4. See what he does. Those are the most common moves. We haven't seen this except for the very first day. E4, E5, knight F3. Okay, we're going to bring the other knight out. The bishop's going to come to C4. And we have done this before. Should not be an unfamiliar position. Okay, let's strengthen the center here. Ah, we got a habits bra over here. Look, he's stopping bishop G5. Okay, we like it, we like it. Bishop needs to move, can't go here or here. We're definitely looking at bishop E3, and we want to take that back with the pawn. Okay, bishop E3. I mean, we just do not want to play bishop D2. There's no world where I would ever want to do that. So bishop E3. You know, if we can't go to those two squares, bishop E3 is definitely the next best one. And why do I not mind these double pawns? Because it actually opens up my rook, and this pawn helps control one of the center squares, which is so important. So important. Okay, so he goes here. He's guarding his bishop. Fully understand that. I'm just going to go with the move H3. I'm just going to go with H3. It stops bishop G4. Getting ready for that. Hello, Grinnifwin. Some fellow habits pros. Yes, that's what we need. This is the Choco piano. It is. That's probably why it looks that way. He's played H6, so there's no bishop G5. I've played H3 for similar reason, denying his bishop that square. I think I'm going to just continue. I mean, I'll play a queen here. Try to get this rook into the mix. Okay, so attacking my bishop. Not going to think twice, just going to bring the bishop back. And knight into D4. An important moment. To stop knight takes, pawn takes, what do I have to do? What do I have to do? My turn here. There's not that many moves that make sense here. Apart from the one that I'm thinking of. Yes, there's bishop takes D4 that I think needs to happen. Bishop takes D4. I do not want to let this happen at all. There's not a lot of moves that satisfy that. Bishop D4 is one of them. Okay, we're going to take that. And depending what he does, so if he takes with a pawn, we got to move our knight. Where do we move our knights, guys? We always check central squares. That's available. And if he takes, let's take with the bishop. Do you think if I stay here, he's just going to resign? Or do you think he's like hoping I don't see it? Like, okay, what happens if I stay here till 3 minutes? Yeah, he's not resigning. He's not resigning. Take the knight. Bad habit. Bad habit. He's a habits bra, never resign. He is a habits bra, Travis. You guys should recognize his name, Luncheon, from the chat. He's a pretty regular dude around here. I honestly think Luncheon changed his flare and his flag, and then like tried to snipe me in the pool. I think that's what he did, because I don't think these are his normal. I don't think those are his normal flare and flag combinations. At Luncheon, mod check. At Luncheon. At Luncheon. Okay, let's go A4. Okay. Takes, I mean, taking with a rook makes sense. I want to take that pawn on A6. Then he play in sub battle? Yeah. That's what I said. He's been around the channel. He's been in some sub battles. He's a regular. He's a regular. GM Ashley is having Neil deGrasse Tyson on his stream Friday. Yes, I heard about that. But the chessbrahs are having Mao Drag Perunovic coaching Dan on Friday as well. So I imagine you know where you're going to be spending your time. Bishop b4. I actually only have one move to save my material here. Let's go. Pawn takes. It might end up being Dylan S&M. It might end up being Dylan. But I think according to the schedule from these labs, I believe it's going to be Mayo and Dan. It might be both of them. Not at the same time, but like separately. Okay, bishop's being attacked. Let's save that guy. We want to go d4 next. That's right, Suey. We got a big Friday ahead of us. A big Friday. Sinister Robert gifted us up to Luncheon. My guy's going to finish the game and wake up with a sub. Not the worst way to go out. Thank you, Fatal Walrus Encounter, for gifting that sub as well, and Sinister Robert for gifting the Luncheon. So we have some nice gifters in the chat right now. Furious RGD, thanks for the fresh prime sub. It's a big Friday. Okay. Get the center. And we set ourselves up for success here. Knight takes e4. Whoa. Whoa. There's a lot of dudes hanging here. There's a lot of bad stuff happening. True, Theo. I did leave that out. Exclamation mark habits info, Fractal. Fractal, just type in exclamation mark habits info. Should be in the title. Yeah, my guy left his queen totally hanging, which is why he's missing it. Why not bishop takes? Just preference. Bishop takes would be fantastic as well. When you're up a queen, though, things are a little bit easier in life. Put it that way. Things are a little bit easier in life. Let's get the queen in the middle of the board where, it makes a whole bunch of threats at once. This rook and this queen should be able to coordinate for checkmate, I would say. And the fact that you're letting me take there certainly helps. Luncheon resigned at the end. Definitely not a habits, brah. Oof. 2 out of 10 habits. Oof. Okay, and opening, very solid. Habits, brah, we like to see it. H6. Here, I mean, bishop b6 is what he should do, followed by d6. I thought this was reasonable, and he just blundered. Blundered his full queen there. Okay. Let's go for another game. That was relatively relatively easy. Free queen helps a lot. Okay, you guys know that after e4, we're gonna play e5. Yeah, we like this. And we're not gonna allow the fried liver. We're not gonna allow the fried liver. Okay, bishop there. And what are we gonna do? Instead of capturing, we're gonna move back and look to get our bishop captured back. Orange Noof, thank you for the gifted sub. Orange Noof. I don't know if you'll be around later, man. We're working on some habits right now. I'm gonna try to make a push for 1300. So I'm gonna keep the songs chilling with our lounge playlist at the moment. But if you're around later, I think I might keep the stream going for some songs, some energy, some begging. How are you, Orange Noof? Right there. Okay, well, I mean, this looks reasonable. Why would I not do this? Because of this move. We've talked about it before. Just good before you castle. Stop bishop g5. Okay, knight there. Again, he can take either of these things. I'll just castle. Depends how late is later. I'd say no more than 2 hours at the latest. Epic Wolves 125. Thanks for the prime sub, man. Okay, we go h4. Very interesting move. Definitely looking at getting the bishop developed. Let's go here. Let's go here. I haven't really had a situation like this happen in my games yet, so I think this could be a very important learning experience. Bishop takes. Nil zero. Not right now, buddy. Okay, so what did we just finish saying about this queen sack? We said, oh yeah, knight h7 is an important idea. So let's go, knight h7. Oh, knight g5. Oh, that's interesting. Knight g5. But I have a feeling like I'm getting clapped here. Well, checkmate in 1. Threatened. Can't move my knight. Takes it. Every other square is covered. Knight takes g5. He takes with this pawn. He opens up the queen and rook for checkmate on h8. Not much we can do here, guys. Not much we can do. This is completely over. It's a lost position. This is why I was saying I think it's an important learning experience, because nobody has actually sacrificed in a very good way against us on the king side. It hasn't really happened yet. So I'm glad that it finally has. This is a complete KO. This is a complete KO. After taking here, there's just no way. There's no way out of it. It truly isn't. I can play rook e8. I get mated in 2. I can play knight f6. He takes. Never resign. Oh, we're not going to resign, but I'm just letting you know. That's why this position is completely lost. There's nothing to do. My bishop takes f2. Yeah, if he takes, I'm not really, not really doing anything, you know. Monkasteer sacrifice. Well, I don't think we're gonna survive this one, guys. Don't think we're gonna survive this one. So his move order works? Absolutely. Absolutely. So I'll play this on just basically just to let the the moves play out. I think this is the best way to play. I'm surviving the longest, but doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Nice game. Really important that something like this happened to us at some point, because We haven't been sacked. We haven't been KO'd in a while. Let's see his accuracy before we KO ourselves. Because I have a feeling it's going to be pretty damn good. 4.6! 4.6, hey! Well, why is this such an important moment? So, what do we have here? So even without the move knight d5, let's say he just plays this move or something, and this, and like long castles. It's like, obviously I'm eventually going to castle, right? I am. We need to castle. So it's not so much about his game, it's about if you really sense some danger, like everything's kind of pointing in one direction, especially the move h4 should give you, spidey senses should be tingling after h4. Feel free to trade pieces. And the reason why I say trade pieces is because those pieces are going to be used to attack you. I had the option in our game, even here after this, to play this move. Okay, very important move. Bishop takes e3, and without that bishop sacking on h6, I'm not gonna get mated. Basically, that's the bottom line. I'm not gonna get mated. Castling long is an idea, but we haven't castled long in almost any game, so I don't really want to start those type of habits just yet. I don't want to start those type of habits. I think kingside castling is what we want to stick with, but we're starting to get attacked a little bit more. Okay, so it's important to realize how to deal with these things. Trading pieces is always a good thing. So if the attack ever starts brewing, or you feel that it's about to happen, you can always trade pieces. For example, here, if you took this knight and then took this bishop, you see how much different the game would be? There's no way we just get checkmated here, right? No way. Okay, so you could do a whole bunch of trades and the position would be fine. We're going to go bishop e6 next, trade again. Okay, so it's really a product of us not realizing the danger. And let me tell you, this is how you realize the danger. Bishop and queen. When they're lined up, you have to consider the repercussions of that move. Now, doesn't mean it always works, but you always have to consider it. And if you're even slightly scared and you have the option to take the bishop, please do it. Please do it. May as well. Okay? So what happens here? Bishop g4 not recognizing the danger. And after this, queen takes, it's just basically game over here. Right? This doesn't help much. There's going to be knight g5 anyway. Okay? After takes back, knight g5, I mean, it's brutal right now. And knight there, there's knight g5 by white, and it's game over. Throw up bishop takes f3, also a good move. It's not my turn here, but bishop f3 takes, all would be good. The reason I don't like the bishop takes is because he's going to castle this way and use that file to checkmate me. Okay? So that's why I'd be scared to do that. Ooh, d4. We've seen this before. Oh, Kukulov. 10 gifted. And did we just get... Oh, Daniela. Daniela on top of that. Oh my goodness. Kukulov and Daniela just dropped 15 together. On top of that. 10 from Kukulov and 5 from Daniela. Thank you very much. Making sure we cross the threshold. Guys, what do we play against this? This is the Jobava London. Does anyone have a move for me here? What are we supposed to do? We've gone over this. We have gone over this. S&M says c5. Thanatos says c5. FK Gun says c5. Everyone says c5. Valentinian says c5. You're all fucking wrong. Guys, the London system. We play c5. The Jobava London, we play a6. You gotta stop this guy from playing knight b5. Oh my goodness, all of you guys would play knight b5 and blunder knight c6. Oh, it would just be terrible. It'd just be terrible. a6, important move. After you play a6, you stop the knight from going to b5, and then you can proceed, okay? But this is so important. Against this system, the number one threat is knight there. The number one threat. Okay? He's going for the regular stuff. Even for the regular stuff, let's go h6. I'm going to play c5 now. It's supported, and I've got a6 in. I've got a6. Okay, bishop d3, and you can see my friend over here, he's very happy to get these opening moves out. Very comfortable. This guy knows his stuff. I was about to say the same thing. Absolutely. But, you know, we're not scared. We're not scared. We can get the pieces out like this. This is Jobava London, so slightly higher testosterone than London players. Definitely. Thanks so much, Daniela and Kukla, pushing us over the 15.5 mark. Let's go knight here. So, yeah, this is the setup that we want. Knight a4, I feel like that's not that good. I feel like that's not what you want to do. Knight a4. So he's hitting this bishop. Got to move it somewhere. Bishop d6 is like... bishop d6 definitely looks like a reasonable move. Bishop e7 is also good. Let's go for some trades. Let's go for some trades. I didn't even see the scam train start. There we go. I didn't even notice we got a scam train out of that. Is this named after James Blunder? It is. It absolutely is. Okay, so rook, open file. Yes. That's just yes. Just do it. Rook to the open file. Very good habit. Okay, what are we threatening, guys? What are we threatening in this position after we played rook c8? Hopefully you guys see what I'm seeing. Hopefully you guys see what I'm seeing. Okay, seems like we're all on the same page now. Wait a minute. Was anyone on the same page as Ya928 with 20 gifted subs? Whoa, I wasn't on that page. Ya928. Let's go, buddy. Oh my goodness. Let's take that. Our knight is being attacked here. And then I think we can continue. But Ya928, 20 gifted subs. We are making the push back up. That's 20 on top of that. It's just a habit, he says. Hey, listen, we got people building habits on the board, off the board. We got a lot of good habits being built in the chat right now. Ya928. Listen, buddy, that is a great habit you just built there. That's a great habit. Keep that up. Remember that. What Ya928, the 20 gifted subs, that's level 1. You know, that's basic habits. That's basic habits. That is a check. That is a check. And now I can take this back. Check. Check, buddy. Okay. Pawn here. Very reasonable. King can castle, but I'm not... I don't know. I'm not sold that that's the best thing to do. Let's go b5. Let's go b5. Trying to get those random pawn moves in early. This looks a little risky to me. I think I might end up doing it. I'm just going to keep pushing the pawns as much as I can. But, you know, I've gotten checkmated quite a lot recently, so I'm a little scared. I'm a little scared, I'll be honest. Okay, a rook's getting attacked. Let's stay on the open file. Let's do that. Let's do that. You would sack on f4, maybe a little too high energy. Yeah, that's a little too high energy. Pipoki 29, definitely. Just a little bit, buddy guy. Just a little bit. Okay. How are we feeling about this, guys? It's a little bit annoying, I'll say. And after queen here, there is knight to d4. It's not so obvious. It's not so obvious. King e7. Oh, guys, if it's about king e7 and castling, I think we know which move we're doing. King e7 is for Bong Cloud Chads. That's for Bong Cloud Chads. So if you guys are Chads, you play king e7. I'm a beta. I'm going to castle. You know why? Because we got a guy in chat named Castling is for betas. Let's keep this rook. I mean, she's really annoying what he's doing. He's like chasing my rook around. Knight there. Man. Okay, I'm going to defend that. Jeez, lay off me, buddy. Lay off me. Okay, he goes rook there. Let's attack that knight. Damn thing's annoying. Castlings for betas gifted a sub. You see, guys? I castled and I got money for it. I got a sub for it. You guys want to play King E7. I don't think we have bonk clouds for betas in chat. You see, I got paid a gifted sub for that. Woo! Let's go. Let's go. Absolutely worth. Absolutely worth. Ooh. Pawn there, unfortunately, is going to cause me to play a very specific move here, guys. I'm going to play a very specific move here. Castlings for this. Thanks again for the gifted sub, dude. Free rook. There we go. That's right. Queen A1. Important. You got to see those tactics. If he's going to open up that diagonal for us, we're going to hop right in. We're going to hop right in. Sure. Okay, and rooks both not involved in the position. There we go. There we go. Okay, just gonna... Now both the rooks are being used. Got to use all your pieces. Rook takes c2 is the threat. Are we pre-moving chat now? No. No. Only I am. I had to make up for the fact that I castled, which was beta. So I had to make an alpha pre-move in order to gain the respect of the chat back. Okay, rook there. I mean, at this point, I'm just offering some checks and then ganging up on this pawn. I have now 1, 2, 3 pieces hitting it. But hang on. I can't actually take it. Can't actually take it. My queen was hanging. My queen was hanging. Let's take that. Okay. It's like we're doing a ladder technique, except maybe we'll go this way. Ah, there we go. We found another ladder technique. Nice. See, the ladder's everywhere. GG. We'll take that. Wizzy, thanks for the 6 months. How was the opening? Guys, do we need a refresher? It's like, how many guys in the chat, even some well-respected members of the community, said C5? Dude, there's a difference between the London and the Jobava London. We can't be playing C5 here. You guys are all going to get KO'd. You guys are all going to get KO'd. Knight B5 is not the move you want to allow. Guys, it's not C5. It's A6. You have to stop Knight B5. Can't allow that. A6, just take your time in the opening. Remember which one he's playing. Is he playing the Jobava London? Is he playing the regular London system? E4. E4. We know the drill. This is a normal opening for us. Normal opening for us. Okay. Let's bring this bishop here. Ah. Some interesting stuff from our opponent. He brings the bishop back. Knight h5. Woo! Quit showing off there, Henriknov. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. What am I looking at from Buddy over here? Got pieces flying. Knight h5 in the position. There's knight d5 attacking the queen. I'm going to go with that. I think h3... all these moves are pretty much what I want to do next. Quit showing off. I know, stupid fella. Look at this guy. Buddy's coming in with the classic knight h5. ROM. S&M. Right idea. Right idea. Oh, here comes everyone. Everyone's jumping on the Fall Guys tile. Hopefully knight takes e5 is not wrong. If knight takes e5 is wrong, you're all falling off. You guys are all falling off. Taking a center pawn. Why am I doing that? Because of queen takes h5. Now that I've won the center pawn, what am I going to do? I'm going to trade. Let's get rid of these things. Get rid of these knights. There we go. Okay. Get rid of the knights. We're trading everything. This is easy. Just going to make a kind of slow move here. Guard the pawn. You know, it's not the best move, but it certainly gets the job done. Rook e1. Let's go here. b5 attacking our bishop. Let's be careful. Let's be careful. Rook e1. Got h3 to contend with. Oh, c4. Okay. I'll take. Maybe he's going to go bishop here. Attack this pawn. Queen e5. Okay. And how can I trade queens? That would obviously be a good goal. If I could trade queens, I'd be very happy. Let's bring this pawn up so I can move my rook finally, right? Because I was being attacked. That was being attacked. He's attacking my pawn now. Admittedly, a bit annoying. Let's defend that guy. Let's defend that guy. Whoa, 55 months from Lethbridge Chess. LBC. The big 5-5. An exciting resub, sir. Thank you. Okay. Rook there. He's playing some very good moves. Very resourceful moves. In my opinion. F3? Yeah, F3 is a reasonable move. I think in general I try to stay away from playing that move. But if push comes to shove, if I need to play it, I will. See what he wants to do. My plan is to offer an exchange, but it really depends what he does. And yeah, so I'm gonna take my queen. Obviously, there's hanging pawns, but what I wish that I could do is play queen here. So I'm gonna go here. Might not be the best move, but I want to try to trade queens because I'm up material right now. When you're up a pawn or 2 pawns, you don't need to try to win more. All you need to do is basically trade everything, and the 2 pawns that you're ahead are going to be left for you near the end of the game. So after queen g3, you play queen d4, not his finest move. Hopefully you guys can help me out here. Hopefully you can help me out. This is one of those ones that will be in your puzzles, your tactics trainer, your puzzle rush. This should not be one that is too difficult for you guys. Okay. I see some bishop f5s. I see some bishop c4s. I see some rook e4s. I saw one guy queen takes g7. I also saw that he almost got banned. Yeah, for saying that. So it's really good to see the really good to see the wide variety of suggestions in chat. I see Eric suggesting c3. Nice to see Eric participating. c3, queen takes c3, bishop h7. Basically a similar idea, but c3 is just a bit of BM. Basically, you make the guy admit that you had this tactic once and twice. It's just like the worst way to do it. But it's a very advanced thing. BM, we don't even know what BM is at this level, unfortunately. BM is one of the greatest parts of chess, but guys, let's saving that for another level. Saving that for another level. Bishop takes h7. Congrats to those who said that. Uncovering an attack on the queen. Rook g6. Time to move this queen. Let's make a threat. Okay. Well, I'll just go ahead and take that. I'm pretty greedy. Isn't it a sacrifice? Well, no, it's a tactic. It falls under the realm of a tactic. Okay, bishop there. We see a threat here. Rook takes g2. That's an idea. That's an idea. In order to defend this, we're going to have to play f3 or g3. Rook g4, of course, a good move, but when you see that this guy's being hit, I think it's pretty normal to grab one of these pawns and look to defend it like that. So let's go f3. Rook h4, of course. Lots of good moves, guys. Lots of good moves, but again, that's a pretty serious threat, so I'm gonna go ahead and nip that in the bud. See what he wants to do here. It's hard to find a move. Rook c6. Okay. Attacking here. You know what we can do? Now that he's moved this rook, what I might want to do is just play e6. Just push. Push, push, push. Has anyone suggested rook h4? No, I don't think anyone said that yet. Okay. That looks like a free rook. Okay, we're going to keep taking that. We are going to keep taking that. And how do we eventually deliver checkmate with these guys? Well, let's start with a check. Okay, it's checkmate. Okay, that was quick. That was quick. That was the opening. Very solid. Played bishop e7, so this is like a good line. But what would I do if you played d6? Just knight d5. Let's get another game. We're 1262. So we're inching up there. We're inching up there. Let's go knight f3. This is exactly how we want to start off the game. And queen f6. So an interesting move. When I say interesting, I mean terrible. That's usually the word I use when I'm trying to be polite, because I'm Canadian. So let's continue with our opening. Bishop c4, bishop c5. Let's play d3. h6. Wow, okay. Let's get castled. Let's get castled. a5. Based on the opening that my friend here is playing against me, I would say he seems like a very dangerous opponent. Very dangerous opponent. Does anyone know what my friend Schlaser is planning here? Anyone know what he's planning? a5, very devious. Very devious. Scholar's mate? Not quite. Not quite. Dropping the bishop, thank you. b5, yes, exactly. b5. b5 and a4. My bishop has nowhere to go. So, how do I save my bishop? Well, let's just move this somewhere. a4. Meet his random pawn move with my random pawn move. Okay, d6. Let's get back to our habits here. Bishop e3. Bishop e3. g5. Holy smokes. Chrono says the other staff beat him. Damn, that's brave of you to come out with your story, Chrono. Now we know what it's like behind the scenes at Twitch. G5. I'm pretty sure that what we're gonna do is we're gonna react in the center. We're gonna react in the center. D4. The reason we're gonna play D4 is because, first of all, anytime in level 3 that we can play the move d4, even level 2, we want to, instead of d3. Okay, and now that we have the bishop out on e3, I think it supports this. It supports this well enough. Okay, takes. I'm going to take it back. Very crowded board. Very crowded board, absolutely. And it also follows a very important rule, which is, you know, if somebody's just trying to checkmate you on the side of the board, dude, ignore them. Play in the center of the board. That's what it's all about. All right, rook's coming to the middle. Rook's coming to the middle. Okay, that's exactly what we want to do here. Because look how many pieces. He's barely got any pieces developed. Barely got any pieces. Okay, now, bishop here. Snap response, I would say, should be this. Okay? And the reason being that if he takes back, let's do more trades. Look at this. The center of the board is opening up. Let's bring my pieces to the middle. Might be e5 next. Everything is looking good here. Someone says, should you keep ignoring the attack after they checkmate you? Yes. Yes, you should. I'm going to say yes to that. Good question, honestly. Completely fair. Completely fair. Okay, knight there. My opponent is playing a very high T move. How many people could resist the urge to play this check? Absolutely none of you guys, which is why I'm going to play it. And then, after playing this check, you guys probably realized that was not a great move. All right, and we're going to have to retreat. But I think it's very clear that queen d8 would be played automatic. Automatic. Was that completely true for anyone? Be honest, guys. You guys would all played that check, right? Raise his hand. Yeah, we need some honesty here. Okay, queen. We gotta get the rest of our pieces involved. This knight doing nothing. Knight in the middle, doing more than nothing. Doing more than nothing. Doesn't rook d8 lose the queen? Ah, on the contrary, guys. Rook d8 is exactly what I want to have happen. Is exactly what I want to have happen. That is going to be 2 rooks for the queen, which is something we want. That is a good trade for us. We've been talking about that recently. Okay, and we've also been talking about, well, why is queen for 2 rooks good? Because he's going to blunder on the very next move. That's a fork. Get him out of here. Guys, look at that. I mean, it's exactly what we want to be doing. We've talked about in level 3 how important it is to realize, and you guys should start realizing in your games, 2 rooks is worth it. If you can get 2 rooks for a queen, you know, most of the time it's worth it. Obviously, there are exceptions. There are times when the queen is better than the rooks. Rooks are better than queens. But overall, if you had to pick one side to always take in chess, you want to take the rooks. More often than not, that's gonna be the better side. I had bishop takes e6 check. Guys, bishop takes e6, king g7. What am I doing there? What am I doing? Queen takes e7? Guys, you gotta be real with me for a sec. You're gonna win a knight with a fancy bishop e6 tactic? I took the rooks, following the habits, and the guy blundered his queen next move. You're telling me that's just a coincidence? Of course it's not. You follow habits, people are gonna blunder their queens. It's proven fact. And how was that opening? Well, the opening was great. I don't know what the hell his opening was. Queen f6? No, this is a disrespectful opening. You know, he's trying to scholars mate me, but the habits are too strong, guys. The habits will not let you get scholars mated, all right? Okay, do you guys remember when we were in the 400s and people were trying to scholars mate us every move? And as soon as we learned how to stop that, we've never seen it again. Like, just put that stuff in the dirt. I don't want to see anyone in my stream getting scholars mated. No. You got to go back and watch the 400s, the 400 section, because that's important. It's important. That's the first thing you got to know how to stop. And he's trying it here at 1270. It's like, no, man, that doesn't fly. That doesn't fly. His name is Sacrifice the Exchange. We will not be doing that. Okay. We're going to go with our normal opening here. Bishop c4, classic opening. Okay, and we've seen this time and time again. Knight g4. We've seen this time and time again. Why is knight g4 not a good move? Because after I castle, I'm guarding that square. And sorry, what? After this, you're just going to go back? Oh! Whoa! H5. Ooh, we got a big Chad over here. We got a big Chad over here. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. He is sacrificing a piece. Not even the exchange yet. Damn. How are we going to handle this, guys? I have a question. Should we take it or not? That's the first question. Should we take it or not? Not even going to discuss whether it's good or not, but should we? Should we be taking it or no? Honestly speaking, guys, if you had this position in front of you, would you take that knight? Be honest. Be honest. Would you take the knight? Or are you guys too scared to take it? I'll be honest. If I had this position, I'd be too scared to take it. I swear to God, I would. If I had this position, even at a GM level, if I'm playing Big Hickey plays h5, you think I'm taking that knight? Hell no. You think I'm taking Big Hickey's knight? Zero chance. Zero chance. I'm crawling in a corner. No way I do. No way. Rules say I gotta take it. Yeah, unfortunately, you're correct. Yeah. Well, I'd just like to point out that Valentinian, respected member of chat, suggested knight h2. So, knight h2. The question is, Valentinian, what are you going to play after queen h4? Queen h4 is going to put you in the dirt. Knight h2, queen h4, and you're just KO'd. The game's just over. The game is just over. But remember, knight h2 is not even a habits move. It's not even a habits move. Right? So there's no way you'd catch me playing knight h2. Zero chance. Knight g5. He doesn't get queen h4. We're attacking f7. And our queen is even hitting the g4 pawn. He plays g3. My goodness. Somebody stop this guy. Somebody stop him. g3. Look at g3. A great move. Can I take it? No. I'm pinned. I'm pinned. Why do I have to play h takes g4? We usually want to take free pieces when they're offered. We usually want to take them. Okay. So I see a lot of suggestions. Bishop e3 being suggested, but remember, guys, bishop e3 takes it, and I lose my knight. I lose my knight. That's not too great. It's not too great. I think what you guys are forgetting are the basic rules of chess. Knight takes f7 is a fork. I think you guys forgot. I think you guys forgot some of the basics. All right. This guy's 1200. This guy's 1200. He's taking me out back, and I can't even tell you what he's doing to me. It's too graphic. It's too graphic. All I can say is I'm in a 4x4 box, and there's no windows. Oh man, queen h4 is that's pretty lethal. That's pretty lethal. Let's take this. Don't want to get mated on h1. I'll take my mates on h2. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. What a legend. You're goddamn right he's a legend. Guys, what have we been getting punished with in the Habit series? Attacks. Attacks. They're killing us. They are killing us. We got to take a look at that, no doubt. Okay. Yeah, okay. 20.8. Okay. Pretty reasonable. Pretty reasonable. But that was for Buddy. Look at us. We didn't even hit 40. We were at 38. How did my guy win with 20.8 accuracy? How did my guy... He had 20% accuracy? But So he plays this, which is not great. Plays that, which is not great. He plays that, which is a mistake. G3, another mistake? His whole attack was a mistake? I had one bad move. A single bad move. That's it, just one. Queen h4 is good, actually. Queen h4 is good. If you want to play the best move, he would have played rook h1. That's why he's clowning around with 21 accuracy. Noob. Didn't see rook h1. Imagine. Just imagine. Imagine not seeing rook h1. Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right. All right. He got me. He got me. Why did we get clapped there? Because of this move h5. So, what are we starting to learn, guys? We're starting to learn that some attacks can really just knock us out with habits. Habits, you know, they work very well against fundamental chess. They really do. But sometimes these specific rules you're following need to be adjusted when your opponent breaks all the rules and just goes here. So it's like, if I have a good position and I'm just developing my pieces normally and he's going here and he's looking for me to take him, why am I taking him? Why am I taking him? It's like, if I take the knight, only bad things could happen. But if I don't take the knight, what is he gonna do? What's he gonna do next? I don't actually know. I have no idea what black's next move is if we do not take it. What's the next move if we don't take it? Like d6? Okay, sure, regular developing move, but nothing crazy, right? Nothing crazy. So my point is that if we get in the habit of taking this knight here, you are going to get checkmated like 9 times out of 10. You will. I'm speaking to you. You know who you are. You will get checkmated. So let's just leave it. Let's just leave it. And I'm referring to specifically positions where there's like, you know, a rook here and they're intentionally leaving their knight for us to take it. Just forget about it. Forget about it. Don't need to take it. You know what I do here? I move my queen, like queen here and go bishop there. And get this bishop off the diagonal. Maybe I go knight d5 and then bishop e3. You know, what's he threatening? I don't think he's threatening anything. After this, he might be threatening something. Okay? I know I'm winning if I take it, but you guys have to understand the point of this series, building habits, is we don't want to calculate individual wins. It's like, sure, if I take this, I'm winning. Of course, the engine's +4. But in another position when I take it, am I going to be winning? Maybe not. But if I do not take it all the time, I'm always going to be okay. So I'm choosing something that is going to make you, it's going to give you a position that's safer all the time instead of a, you know, 50-50 chance of it being good or not by taking it. Okay? That's the point. Okay, I don't think we've played a 1300 yet, but this is a very strong player. Let's see what he's got in store for us. Okay. C4. C4. Now, C4 is not something that we've really dealt with before. So if we were following some of the old habits, we probably do this. And I think this is something we're going to need to take a look at after, because I don't think we played against it right now. Okay, knight there. Let's, I guess, develop the knights. Just annihilated, Jofrid. Just annihilated. E4. Very strong move. Uh-oh. Okay, let's maybe pin that guy. Let's pin him and win him. Okay, and he's guarding that pawn as he should. Let's go e6. I'm going to get this bishop out now. Interesting. I'm not going to play bishop here because of e5. So I'm just going to go bishop e7 and castle. And honestly, I kind of got out of this opening in pretty decent shape, I want to say. Pretty decent shape. Okay, rook to the middle. Damn dude says, if I were me, I'd trade. So who are you? That's what I want to know. Asking the real questions here. Thanks to Moon Orb, Leckerding with the prime sub. Lecker. Is that a Dutch bra? Leckerman. Leckerding 2012. Thanks for the prime sub. SS Wills with the prime sub as well. Moon Orb using prime. P Jakinovsky. P Jakinovsky. I like that name. Thanks for the gifted sub. I'm sure it's probably Jakinovsky. The P is silent, but I like saying it that way. P Jakinovsky. That's my new favorite name. Cask Strength 120. Thanks for the 10 months. Appreciate it, Cask. Yeah. Shout out to the homie P Jakinovsky. Made in China. Thanks for the 37 months. Okay, he goes Bishop out here now. Get the hell out of here. Okay, takes. We're gonna take back. Thank you, mate in China. 37 months. That's that's 3 years and change. We appreciate the change. We appreciate the change. That is a while, my dude. That is a while. G4. Okay. G4. Don't know about that move by my opponent here. Okay. 95. Queen has to move. Not a lot of easy squares to put this queen on. Generally, you don't really want to be putting the queen on a square where it's facing the bishop. And you don't want to put your queen on a square where it can be forked. So I'm actually going to put it here, but it's not pretty. Not pretty. Oh, he takes. Okay, capture towards the middle, of course. Queen c2. Opponent's playing very well. He's doing a good job here. I'm going to bring my queen back in the middle and maybe get the rook in here. The Great Donald. It's just a good habit. Always capture towards the middle. If you capture this way, you're going to have a weak pawn there. But it's hard to explain it, specifically every time. Just remember in general, you want to capture towards the middle. He says huddling together for warmth. Yes. My knight has to move. This is very annoying, dude. I'm actually going to have to by force, I'm going to have to put my knight to the side of the board. So this has happened only once before in habits. And it was almost in level 1, I think. Which knight move are we going to play here? I see probably about 70-30. Knight h7. Because it attacks the pawn. So, yeah, you guys are about 70% wrong. 30% correct. So the problem is, if you play knight h7, your opponent's going to guard the pawn, maybe with this move he did, maybe with h4. And then I'm going to ask you, sorry, but where's your knight going? Does anyone know where their knight's going? From h7, it can't go there, it can't go there. You're going to go to f8, and then what? You can't go there, you can't go there, you can't go there. I mean, dude. Where's your knight going, boys? Where's your knight going? The Scarborough Fair. Is that where your knight's going? The Scarborough Fair? That's very funny. Put the knight in the corner. Well, the thing is, the knight here, exerts pressure on some important squares in the position. As FK Gun mentioned, it is closer to the center. This is the move that I would play pretty much 10 times out of 10, knight h5. He's pushing in the center. Really like what he's doing. I think it's very, very scary for me after d5 as to what I should do here. You take, knight takes, and there's big time threats in the position. Big time threats. Okay. I think I might just play like c6 or something. I don't know. Gotta make some pawn move or something. Taking looks scary. That looks big time scary. Take and then take on h3. Well, technically it wouldn't really work out, but I'll leave that up to the tactics guys. Also, I just think generally speaking, you don't want to let that knight come in there. You don't want to let that knight come in there. Thank you, TSP Ortiz, with the prime sub. Yeah, I played this. I don't think it's a great move, but here he should really play something like just king up. Just an easy move. H4 he might be tempted by, but there is queen check. See what he does here. Ooh, bishop there. Not really going to be it. So I'm going to take this first. And then depends what he takes with. There's a lot of pieces. If I could draw an arrow, that can take that. So I am going to grab on h3. I am going to grab on h3. And he plays queen g2. He's playing really well. Playing quite resourceful. I'm up a pawn, so I am going to trade. Now, it's up to me. How about king to the middle, guys? How about king to the middle? Let's move this rook to make way for my king. Here we go. Okay, I'm just gonna... it's a brief pause. But yeah, we want to bring the king in the middle. Let's do that. Okay, and also, remember, let's start pushing these pawns. King in, let's push these pawns. I like c5, c4, just push, 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 push. Here we go. Okay, c4 and a5 followed by b4 next makes a lot of sense. Ooh, he stopped a5, which is quite good by him. Let me bring the king to the middle. Continue bringing the king to the middle, rather. Okay. We're going to the middle, boys. Ooh. King to g4. What a fancy move. Let's attack his knight. And after check, unfortunately, we can't take it. We have to go here. A good move. Let's offer a trade. And let's see if we can pre-move. It's probably going to be that. We want to trade. We want to bring our king. Let's still pre-move if we can. Push our pawns. Pass pawns all we got. So we're going to pre-move that. And we know we want to push, push, push. And at this point, let's forget about that side of the board. Let's bring our king here. I'm going to ignore this side of the board. Okay, that might not have been the best play, but you got to pick a plan. When you have low time, as long as you have one, it'd be better than not. So at this point, I just said, look, I lost the pawn here, but all I want to do is push and then bring my king over here and just push my pawn in. That's all I'm going to try to do. Okay, d4, d5. I said we were going to look at the opening. It's probably a good reminder. I'm going to look at it after this. The Queen's Gambit. So just something to get on the same page about Queen's Gambit. Yeah, flagging is running out of time. Okay, bishop there. Well, let's play c5. If knight c3 happens, you guys know what we're going to do. But so far, this looks like a London. Yeah, h3 is pretty monk-ass. Like, it's not a good move. Let's play queen b6. Guys, we've done this before today. We know what this is. Okay? This is our main plan against the London. Okay? Let's get our bishop out. I'm gonna play pawn up, rook to that Important open file. A3. It's like, you know, what is Buddy doing over here? What is Buddy doing over here? C3. Ugh. I'm not liking the look of Buddy's position here. Let's go bishop b7. All I want to do is castle. Rook to the c file. Let's do that. Okay. And rook to the c file. Nice and chill. Nice and chill. Low chess ninja. Okay, 92. Like, by the way, he's done a better job than a lot of the other London guys that we've played. Yeah, I still think that his London is not great, but seriously, it's a lot better. It's a lot better than some of the ones we've seen. Really is. Now, why is his London a bit scuffed? It's because his pawn's on b3. Okay, it doesn't look like much. Seriously, pawn on b3, you might be like, okay, what's the big deal? But now we get to fully understand why it's bad, and I think we'll fully understand after the move. Pawn takes d4. If that pawn is here, everything's covered, right? The pawn on a3 is loose, and once that pawn falls, the whole position falls apart. And it doesn't look like much, just a pawn. But taking on d4, taking on a3, the reason I'm playing this move, it might seem pretty advanced, you know, like taking and taking. Like, hey, dude, that's not the habits. The reason I'm playing it is I want to show you guys, because it's very common. If you ever get your opponent playing this, you should always be looking to get your bishop involved on the dark squares. Because with a pawn on b3 in the London, dark squares are going to be weak. They simply are. That's a rule, basically. Okay, let's get the rook to the middle. We're pretty much done development here. We got a good position. Queen a1. He's hinting at this pawn, so I'm just going to play a6. I'm just going to play a6. Now, what moves might I be looking at next? Well, I don't have a lot of random pawn moves left. I've kind of done them all here, or they're blocked. Knight e4, I think, makes a lot of sense. Knight e4 makes sense. Rook c1, he's going for the open file. I am going to go knight e4. Your mom says you're not allowed to have habits. Can you still watch this stream? I would go with a resounding yes. Go with a resounding yes. Right? You need to find out for yourself, Mr. Monopoly. Sometimes you have to find out for yourself whether you need habits or not. Is your mom in the stream as well, Mr. Monopoly? How does she know you don't need these habits? Okay. Bishop takes. We've traded a lot of pieces. Why am I happy with that? I've got an extra pawn. Just one extra thing. So if it comes down to it, I'm very happy to trade everything on the board, basically. Everything on the board, which is why I'm going to play this move. Might look crazy, but all I want to do is trade pieces. I have one extra pawn, and I'm looking to make use of it. Okay, let's go here. G7 hanging? No, there's a pawn on d4. So the queen and bishop did not line up there because this guy's in the way. This guy's in the way. Okay, queen there. We've already talked about wanting to go for trades. So let's have some faith in our own idea. And the reason I'm going to drop the queen back is simply to bring the rook there and go for more trades. 926 Andy, thanks for the gifted sub. Not rocket science here, guys. Just trades. Oh, and he's friendly. He's friendly. That is a fork. That is Tactics 101. Gotta see those. Gotta see those. 96 Andy. Thanks again for the gifted sub, dude. You got Comfy Marmot for 11 months. So you got a regular. Okay. Queen to a3. I don't think anything stops me from taking that free piece. Now, rook there. What am I going to do? Guys, rook c2. Don't even think about letting that rook get involved down here. Don't even think about it. We have just one material, so trade pieces. Nice and simple. My king has an escape square. I just want to take back. It's going here. Trades, 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 trades. Okay. What am I doing this for? The same thing I've been doing all game, guys. Trades. Okay. This is how you play when you're up a piece. You're doing the right thing, man. You're doing the right thing. Every time our bishop gets attacked, whether it's here or in any other position, bishops on these squares always drop back. That's what they do. That's what they do. I've got a pawn here, so where does the queen go? The same place the rook goes, behind the pawn. And we want to push that guy with the support of the queen up the board. So let's go here. Okay, and a5, or sorry, a5 to a4 and a4 to a3 is going to happen next. Let's go here. Jason Cassidy, 5 gifted subs. Let's try to push this pawn. Where's this king going? I wish I had the answer for you. I truly do. Okay, I don't know what he's doing, but I'm threatening the queen, so nothing is more important than that. Nothing. Okay. Basically, at this point, I mean, I can take this. I can do whatever I want. I just need to get to that square. Active king in the endgame. Yeah, with the queens on the board, I never recommend bringing the king in the middle. That's why my king is staying here. That's why I'm hiding. Queen to b1. That's exactly how you get rid of the queen in front of the pawn. Just queen b1. It's protected by your own pawn. If he takes, you take back, and boom, you just get another queen on the board. Queen b1, and we want to go here. And we want to go here. Asian Clyde says, tier 3, 2 months in a row. He says, advance the pawn. Well, you know what, buddy? You're the boss. You're the boss. Tier 3s are the boss. Thank you for the reset. And look at that. Look at that. We got his queen for my pawn. Even though it looked like queen for queen, that was formerly a pawn. Let's take that. And we should be able to conclude this one. Check. Oh, and he resigns. Okay, there we go. I'm going to go back and look at the game that I played last game. Because although we went over it a little bit, what we didn't touch on was the nature of this. This is what we have to look at. So let's check it out. We want to check out the Queen's Gambit in that one. So what did we say we wanted to look at? This is something new opening that we haven't touched on yet. I was saying that we need to have a system against everything that we face. Okay, we need to have a system against everything we face, and c4 is something we haven't established a system on. d4, d5. There's bishop f4. We've already thought about that. The knight c3. Jobava London. We've thought about that as well. This is one opening that we haven't touched on yet. Okay, we haven't touched on. How many subs do we need to get back? Well, over 16,000 is obviously a good goal. So, Queen's Gambit. I have an idea what I want you guys to play. Nothing too crazy. Again, we just want to keep it fairly simple. Fairly simple. But after c4, there's a big idea. After taking, white wants to take the entire center for himself, and then take your pawn on c4 back later when it's convenient for him. When it's convenient for him. Okay, so that's the idea. We're still going to play d5 against d4, of course, because if he goes into the London, we want to have d5 there, knight f6, just like we planned. Okay, we have to play this because, on this, we're ready for this. So, d4, we're still going to play d5, but the question is, if he plays stuff like this, we're probably going to play knight f6, and we're going to go for c5. If he goes for c4 straight away, if you take, you get a whole different type of position. Not something we really want. So I think what we want to do is keep it nice and simple. Go Queen's Gambit declined. Okay. So c4, we're just going to play e6. What's our setup going to be? It's going to be knight here, bishop here, castle. Can still follow the habits very easily here. And then this bishop can either develop here to b7, or in the right moment, when they take, the bishop could develop out here. But I think that's like a nice 1 minute explanation. We don't want to give up the whole center. We want to maintain this pawn here. So when he takes, we always want to take back with a pawn. That's why we're not doing this move. So he would just take and play something like pawn here, and it's very annoying, right? It's very annoying. This knight's got to go. Okay, and black just loses control of the center. So we start with e6. We start with e6. Our first fianchetto, not quite, not quite. So we knight f6, bishop e7, castle. Okay, this knight doesn't want to go here. Well, it actually might go to d7, but even putting on c6 is not so bad. Obviously, that's something we want to fix going forward, but something like knight d7, knight here, bishop there, castle, and b6, bishop e7. I think that is pretty reasonable. If he takes, we can always develop our bishop out here, but I think that's all the explanation we need for now. There we go. Nice and simple. That's what we're going to do against the Queen's Gambit if we see it again. Okay. Okay, d4. I hope we get c4. That would just be amazing. Okay. That would be too scripted. Okay, bishop here. We know about knight here. Guys. Haven't we played this before? Isn't this our London setup? Let's go. Okay, so we got our London setup here. Am I being tricked here? Just giving me a pawn. Well, guys, I'm trying to tell you how good my setup is against the London. You guys should play this. Every time I play it, am I not just taking all of his pawns? Like, isn't this, it seems pretty OP, no? This seems pretty OP. I'm taking every single pawn from my dude over here. Let's go. I could put my queen anywhere, but let's go here, threaten the pawn here as well. Only played if it's a Joe Bava London. Fair enough, fair enough. Nathaniel, thanks for the tier 1 sub. Exceed the price. Also, for 6 months, the half year, as it's so dubbed. Okay, takes my pawn. I've won 2 pawns, so me losing 1 pawn back, not the end of the world. Not the end of the world. I should get developed here. Absolutely, I should get developed here. Let's get this bishop out. Let's play e6. And yeah, try to get castled. Got to get castled here. I've delayed it long enough in pursuit of these pawns. And look at that, knight e5. Well, you know what I got to do, guys? I got to take this bishop. That's for sure. And this guy I can take as well. Got to get this bishop developed. In fact, I can think about the move bishop takes c5 here. You know, bishop takes c5 is playable. Question is, do I want to do bishop c5? The answer should probably be no. Why? Well, I don't need to be greedy when I'm not even castled yet. So I'm going to play bishop here, just out of principle. But also, yeah, queen b5 is just very, very strong. Very, very strong. So he's got a good game here. I'm trying to get castled. This move was un-Londony, yes, but I can explain pretty easily why he did it. He goes here, let's get castled. Really, really important move. He wanted to play rook takes, but I had e5, uncovering my bishop, attacking his rook. So he was really upset. He lost 2 pawns. He wanted to take it, so he decided to play this move. I don't think he wanted to play this. It's not a great pawn, but that is what happened. Knight d4. Okay, this knight pretty much has to move at this point. At least it certainly looks like it. Let's take there. Just queen a2 trap the queen. Maybe it does. So I'm of course staying clear of it, but now it's even protected, so I don't have to worry. Taking here allows him to double these pawns. I think we've been talking a lot about not allowing those pawns to be doubled, so I'm going to steer clear of bishop takes c5. My question is, where do we want the rooks? That's always what we get to in position like this. Where do we want to put the rooks? c8 d8, double on the c file. I think c8 is reasonable. The reason I wouldn't choose b8 Valentini is just the bishop kind of stops it. Just a little unlucky. If the bishop wasn't there, then I might use this rook to swing over here. But remember that you don't need to take this pawn right away, right? Because if I rush and take it, he might take here, and all of a sudden my king is opened up. I don't think I like that. So that pawn will be there for the taking as long as I keep adding pressure to it. Well, how are you going to get a rook to b8, Valentinian? If I play rook c8 and let the other rook is there, if this bishop stays there the whole game, how am I ever going to use that square, right? You have to be careful that you're choosing something that you can actually obtain. Choosing something you can actually attain, rather. Like choose a move that you can actually fulfill. Okay, so queen a6. Just moving my queen back. Queen a5 would have been good as well. I think rook d8 is reasonable if he defends this pawn because, yeah, that's my next plan. Take on c5, as long as I'm not going to be doubling those pawns on the king side. So depending on his move. Hey, Lados. Of course I remember. That was a big order, and we were happy to do it. I also remember the pick with all the kids. One of the students just hit 1900. Is that what you said? 1900. Ooh, we like to hear that. Thanks in part, no doubt, to the the thankless instruction that they've been given. But that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Okay, takes back. I am up one pawn here. Important to remember, I am up one pawn. I'm going to take the time here to play h6, guys. h6. Don't forget about that move. My next move is going to be rook d8. So I just feel like if I go around taking his rooks, that's exactly what I want to do, but I can't do that, I feel like, until I'm finished all my developing moves. Like, I got to get that h6 in, get my rooks all developed. Queen b2. Okay, so now I'm going to play this, and I am probably going to look for some trades next. Ooh, knight c7. A tempting move just to attack my queen, but after queen takes pawn here, I think he's going to realize that was a blunder, unfortunately. Can I explain h6? Doesn't need explanation. Play it in every single game, and don't forget it. That's all you need to know. Play it in every single game. Okay, queen takes pawn. Can't win this knight. I think I might just push. Just try to save my other pawn here. Rook c6. Queen's got to move. Let's go here. c1. Okay, this is getting a little dicey here, I have to say. You know what? I'm going to push pawns in the middle because you know what? I have got a pass pawn. And if I've been telling you guys to push it, I got to live by that. Let's push it. That's a central pawn push. Feels good to do. Whenever we get a pass pawn that we can push, you see how easy chess becomes after that? Like, you suddenly have a picture of your next, 3-4 moves in a row. So it's really comfortable. Queen b5. There is even a tactic that we can uncork after queen b5. A nice tactic, and honestly, not a difficult one. I would say it's still a bit of an advanced tactic, but nothing crazy. Someone says take the knight. Someone else says take the horse. Yeah, unfortunately, the correct answer was take the horse. Yeah. Free queen. Okay, we gotta move this queen. And you know what I'm gonna be trying to do? Is I'm gonna be trying to push my pawn. Like, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Okay. I take that. Okay, let's bring the pieces in. Oh, he's pre-moving. He's pre-moving a little early, I would say. Let's bring all the guys into the attack. There we go. Yeah, he's tilting away all his pieces. He needed to stay in that game a little bit longer. What was that opening? It was the London system, and it worked really well. We took this pawn for free. I mean, that's something that white should not be allowing. Should not be allowing. Okay. Opening was definitely dicey. Not flawless at all. White should have been playing queen b5. So not perfect, but still a very good game, and I would say a success from the opening. Okay, that's already a good position for black. MMC. It just looks like a happy dude. Just looks like a good guy. MMC. Okay, I got the center here. I'm not going to be unhappy with that. I'm just going to continue with my knights. Okay, rook. Rook, but bishop rather to c4 makes a lot of sense. And usually bishop c4 gets played when there's e4, e5. When the pawns are like this, I almost always put my bishop here. Contributes to the center. I want to get castled. So if you guys look at the opening my opponent has chosen, it's not a bad opening. It's not a bad opening. It's just a unambitious opening. Unambitious. Takes. Let's take with the queen. Let's bring the rook to the middle. Whenever you get two center pawns like this, you guys will not be surprised to know that the rook's to the absolute center of the board. D-file and E-file is going to be the best. Let's get H3 in there. Okay, bishop, and let's get a few random pawn moves. Don't we love it? Don't we love it? And H5. Okay, well, don't mind a trade there. Giving away the bishop pair. Yeah, he decided to waste 3 knight moves to do that, so I think it's okay with me. Why H3? Not why H3. Just always H3. No why. Just always. Just always. Okay, let's keep pushing these pawns. Queen gets attacked. Let's stay near the center of the board here with queen e3. Let's keep pushing over here. H3 even with fianchetto. Well, first of all, often yes. Second of all, we never fianchetto in any of our openings so far. So it's not something we've had to think about. Here, okay, let's take it. A solid game going on with MMC here. Let's bring a rook to an open file. That's a good thing to do. That is a good thing to do. Now what? That's the question. Now what? Let's just go for trades. Trade. Not trying to complicate things. Okay, he's threatening my pawn, so I think I need to lend some defense to that guy. Let's bring our queen over here. Nice thing about this move is it is a double multi-purpose move. And queen c7 is a fantastic reply. Let's bring our knight back into the game. So what should my opponent do? I would recommend something like h6. Like, he needs an escape square. 11 months from Optical Monk. Thanks, buddy. Welcome back. Welcome back. Okay. Let's get these knights to actually do something. First of all, this knight on f3 hasn't really done much for a while, so let's try to do something here. Okay, c5. I think we're going to capture that. And a queen trade. The reason I'm so excited to get to endgames most of the time, you guys might be questioning that strategy, is because every time we get to an endgame, I usually just bring my king in the middle and just win the game. I don't know, like I've had an experience of that happening, so that's what I'm going to go for. Okay, here he's attacking my pawn. It's a good move by him. I think I should defend it. It's not entirely obvious which knight move I should do, this one or this one. They're the only ones that do actually defend that thing. So Let's bring the knight here, and continue to bring my king in the middle. I definitely can, Forker. Definitely can, buddy. Lots of room. Lots of room. Oh, another good move by my opponent attacking this pawn. Well, hang on. How am I going to deal with that? Let's bring the knight to the middle of the board and deal with the threat. But he's playing some strong moves. I like the activation. However, I'm not going to let it stop my king invasion plan. The one thing that people do not do in the endgame, they don't use their king enough. Look at him. He's moving pieces and pawns. That king should be right there. It's just the number one thing that people don't do is use their king. King is a very active piece. It's a lot of damage. Does a lot of damage when you use it properly. Great move. Great move. Okay, so you know what we're supposed to do in the end game. We're supposed to attack our opponent's pawns where possible, bring our king in the middle. I think we've done our king. You know what I mean? I think we're here. We've brought our king in the center. How can we attack this pawn? Plain and simple. First of all, this knight needs to watch this pawn, so we do need to be a little bit careful. But how do I attack this? Right, I can't get my king in. I attack this pawn from those two squares. Okay, how do I get to those two squares? Right? Could be a journey. Could be a journey. Right? This, I have to get to one of those two squares. C1 looks like the best because it goes to both. So how about knight E2, knight C1, knight D3, or knight B3, just to attack the pawn? I mean, that's a maneuver. That's a maneuver. But you know what? I can't move the knight until the pawn's defended. So let's play the move F3. Let's play the move F3. I think it's reasonable to stumble upon that. Let's go here. Okay, knight there. And now if I take it, he's got something in store for me. He takes back, and I don't get to take that pawn for free. So I think I have a couple options here, but generally speaking, in almost every endgame, I'm sort of voting for taking. I'm voting for taking. Why not knight d5? Well, we came up with a rerouting maneuver. Okay, knight has to move. Knight, okay, how about a check? Attacking two things at once. Attacking two things at once. In guards, and let's continue to use our king. Let's continue to use our king. Okay, let's get involved with the king. Pretty much not looking at what he's coming up with. Oh, what a sturdy, sturdy move from MMC. Look at that. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. Yeah, and look at this knight. It's got nowhere to go, really. It's got nowhere to go. This move is so strong. Just watching over that guy. Really well played by MMC. Really well played. The only reason I'm doing this, guys, is I've always told you when there's a bishop, you want to just put your pawns on the other color. So, yeah, he's just played a tremendous game. Can't even take the pawn because of this guy. Oh, beautifully played by our buddy MMC. Very nice game. Very nice game. Look how happy he is to win that one. Look at the smile on his face. This was a KO because although the end game was going well for us, I thought MMC not only played a great game, but he recovered in the end game. He did activate his king eventually, and this is not easy. How many people would run the pawn? By the way, running the pawn is a great move. How many people would do that? I would. I'll be honest with you guys. I would probably do this. He goes a6 and bishop d3. It's so good. It's so good. This is A+ stuff. A+ stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised if the analysis had the accuracy very high for him. Yep, 87. Exactly what I expected. You know, he had his misses, but overall, super solid game. Let's see. His opening was maybe the worst part of his game. It wasn't fantastic, but it wasn't terrible. You know, he's still getting the pieces out. He's looking for trades. So I thought this was very solid by both players. And we get to here. And the end game is, you know, where there's stuff to talk about. Oh, knight there. Knight d4. So neither of us really playing the best things. Now, white bringing the king in is definitely good stuff. But knight e6 is very resilient. Very resilient. And his blunder move, not easy to see, of course. Just going to go for the capture. Should have played king takes c5. But I thought knight d4 was, again, pretty reasonable in terms of a blunder. You know, knight d4 is understandable. Yeah, a6. Oh, a6 is best. a6 is best. Beautiful. Played super well. Nice. Nice. So he played a sick game there. Opening wasn't great by him, but again, this is not something we really need to practice. Our opening was fantastic. Even the game was pretty even the whole way. So nothing really concerning. You're not going to win every game, of course, but not concerning. You guys know we're starting with e4. Is he an e5 guy? Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Knight f3. Okay, we got to deal with the Rosen crew of knight f6 guys. Let's go bishop out. We got the Stafford BRAHS for sure. Okay, let's castle. Got to defend this pawn, and we will do so like this. Work to the middle. Probably bishop g5 is reasonable. h3. Okay, h3, of course. Takes, we can even pre-move taking it back, but he doesn't. He plays a good move. So we're going to match that. Bishop g5. Same energy. Getting the knight. This looks fine. We got two bishops. Probably queen d3 next because it still protects the knight, but also gets out of the pin. So I'm a fan of queen d3. Can he take on e4 before I move the rook? It's possible. Usually queen d5 threatens checkmate and threatens the knight. That's sort of the trick that I'd be relying on there. This move, unfortunately for him, allows queen d6. Now I have a question. Should I play queen d6 and allow these double pawns? Is it worth a pawn, basically? What do you guys think? Because we've always been, you know, trying to avoid these double pawns, but hey, he's offering us a free central pawn. At what point do you draw the line? Is it worth it? Is it worth it to play queen takes d6? Worth it for engine players. Well, I think it's the same mentality as that knight here with the pawn, the fishing pole, when we got checkmated that one game pretty badly. Was it good to take that knight? Well, yeah, it was good actually in that position. But is it good to do it in general? I would say no. In this position, is it good to take this? I would say yes in this position. But is it good in general? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so. So I'm going to operate that we're not going to take it. We're just going to bring the rook to the middle. Just going to bring the rook. One thing that you guys can keep in mind when making these decisions is if the queens disappear from the board, taking double pawns in front of your king is a lot more okay. Way more okay. Ooh, g5. That's a suspicious looking move. We're going to go back. Hopefully we don't get hurt for it. Okay, takes. And you guys know we're going to take back. Not with the pawn, of course. If we didn't take a free pawn on d6, we have to at least take back with the queen. That was the whole point. That was the whole point. And you know what I'm probably going to do? The bishop's being attacked. Every time it's attacked, you know what we do. We just go back. You know what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to try to double the rooks on this pawn. So it's his turn. We'll see what he does here. I expected queen e7. Okay, just going to double up on this pawn. Put that pressure. And, you know, something like a4 definitely makes a lot of sense. a4, a5. Okay, just going to chuck some pawns forward. I can even move this bishop, keep throwing them forward. Got a good position, I think. I've got two bishops. We've got pressure on this pawn. Everything looks good. I am going to move the bishop and play b4. Active chess means, you know, do what you want to do. Reactive is do what your opponent tells you to do, or do what he's forcing you to do. Or, you know, for example, here he plays this. I am going to en passant that. I want to open the position up a little bit for my rooks. See what he does. If knight takes, I'll drop the bishop back once more. Okay, here I'll play b4. Okay. My opponent is hanging on to his internet connection by a thread here. c5. And I think after a move like that, don't have to take it. It's something we've been working on, not just taking because we think this is a good example of active versus reactive. So reactive chess is he played this. Oh, I got to react to that. Let's just take it. Active chess is like, oh, let me just do my own thing. He played c5. If he wants to take me and undouble my pawns, that's fine. That's fine. Let me do my own thing. I'm gonna bring my rook to an open file. That's active chess. There you go. It's a perfect example of the difference. Yes, it was Raul Battistini, exactly. When there's a knight here, 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 always look to shove a pawn and kick it out, which is exactly what I did in this game. Okay. Goes knight a7. Definitely not something I can think about taking or anything like that. How about rook a6? Just, again, another threat. Another threat. Okay, b5, hitting the bishop. Got to move that thing. Putting the bishop here is exactly what I would be careful of doing because he would lock me in. Literally, that's like a prison sentence. Like, can't do anything from there. Can't do anything. So I'm going to look to stay on this diagonal a little bit out of necessity. So let's go into the center. If he plays this, we'll go back. That's fine. Bishop d5, also reasonable. I just have this feeling like I want to keep my two bishops at the moment. Bishop b3, yeah, c4 is just so strong, Slick Prod. It's really gonna kill the bishop. Like your bishop's gonna have to go back to a2 and b1, and you'll notice that it's permanently stuck for the rest of the game. It's like a coffin. Okay, king up to g7, and don't really know what we want to do. Let's go queen f5. Maybe making way for the bishop to use a new diagonal because nothing doing over here. I also want to play rook here and rook there. Maybe use both of my rooks to create some pressure. Okay, trade. I think I'll take it. I think I'll take it. And now this pawn is hanging. Okay, so we got to watch out for this hanging pawn. Let's use my bishop to defend. How can I open it up? It's a good question. I might have to use my h-pawn. I might have to use my rooks on the a file. But it is a fantastic question. It's tough to open up the position here. Opponent's playing super well. Opponent's playing super well. Okay, he goes here, and I have a lot of options right now. Hanging pawn here, hanging pawn there. Which one do I take is the question, basically. Which one do I take? And I think the answer is like, yeah, I could take here, and then just take on e5. or I could take on e5 to start. So a lot of options. Because this guy's hanging, it would be my instinct to say, hey, let's just take that first and then take on e5. Nice and simple, but yes, we want the e5 pawn. Why? Bishop and rook coordinate, and we're already thinking about winning a piece. Very tough to deal with. Rook there still blunders a piece. So he actually has to play rook here. I think it's the only move. Yeah, unfortunately, this does not help him because that's a free piece, and I'm still threatening this guy. And I'm still threatening that guy, and that is going to be GG from him. Not a bad game. Not a bad game. I thought he played very well. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if the analysis has him scoring pretty decently. Oh, no more memory. There we go. We got our classic. We got our classic. No more memory. Yay. There you go. 49.9. He's more accurate than me. That doesn't surprise me. I thought he played well. Okay, let's get a another game, I think, because this opening was totally fine. No issues there that I can see. So let's get another 5-minute game. Okay, we got a 1300. Have we played a 1300 yet? I can't remember. E4, E5. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. This is standard stuff. And after knight there, I'll play bishop out, knight out, and I think this is fairly normal stuff. He's going to go there. What would you say when that happens, guys? We're going to play h6. We're going to play h6. I mentioned this. I said, look, we're going to stop bishop g5 altogether. We're going to stop it before he gets to play it. That's going to be important. That's going to be important. Oh, the smiling guy was 1300. You guys are right. The smiling guy played a great game against us. MC or something. Okay, where are we going to put this bishop? h5. Hopefully none of you guys are tempted to take that. Absolutely wrong. Bishop e3. Great move. We always tend to go back. Try not to take that. He's going to take. We're going to recapture. It's a pretty good game so far. I think it's going along exactly as we'd like. And there is going to be a knight d4 here. I'm just too tempted not to play it. I'm too tempted not to play it. Okay, knight d4. A nice outpost, absolutely. And we're utilizing the pin that we have on the knight from the bishop on h5. Okay, if the knight captures, we got that bishop there, ready to take the queen. Looking to castle ourselves here. You know, we're looking to castle, but, you know, at the expense of missing an opportunity to play knight d4. No, I'm not going to castle there. It's a closed position. Don't think I have to worry about a lot right now. I will castle, though, you know, as soon as this is clarified here. As soon as that gets clarified. Okay, goes knight b5. Pretty understandable move. Like, he's trying to get rid of this knight. I am absolutely going to take this and double those pawns. And then I'm gonna listen to you guys and get castled. So there we go. We're castled. I did it. Yay. I did it. Now we're gonna get our queen developed. The rooks as well need to get into the action. And of course these pieces, right? We also gotta think about maybe kicking these pieces out, like c6. What's this knight doing here? Get out of my property, dude. Get off my property, dude. Okay, d5. Pawn in the center, and let's get I think rook to e8 makes a lot of sense. What if white played g4? He didn't play it. No worries. Okay, he's giving me a piece, I think. No worries. Now, I view that, Splar, as like, you know, the classic example. You know, you're with a girl and she's like, you know, but what if my dad comes home? You know, what if my dad comes home and sees you and finds out? You're just like, dude, he won't. Relax. What are you talking about? He won't. It's like after you guys have already done the deed. She's like, oh my god, but what if he comes home? It's like, but dude, we're already done. What? It's already over. Wait, he didn't. He's not. Unless you are the dad. I mean, what are we trying to say here? Let's go for the capture. You know, so no worries, Splar. You're chilling. You're chilling. Didn't happen. Don't worry. Life lessons. Yep. Takes. I mean, rooks to the middle, very acceptable. I think that's going to be the next plan. I think it's going to be the next plan. She wasn't done. Okay, queen's got to move. A check makes all the sense in the world. Gives us time to bring our rooks to the middle. Okay. Trades. Why trades? I'm up material. Like I'm up a bishop. So I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna do all the trades all the time. Here we go. Oh, VHTV. Looks like you you baited one of your buddies. He's been following since 1 minute ago. You typed that in and you caused the pleb to follow the channel because he wanted to participate, and now he's getting timed out because he's spamming as a pleb, which is not permitted. That's a sub privilege. Okay, that's a trade, and that's a free pawn. And what are we gonna do? We're gonna bring the king to the middle. Okay, we're gonna bring the king to the middle. Guys, we treat our subs well. You gotta be a sub. You gotta be a sub. Let's go. King in there. Okay. King in the middle. Complete. Complete. Push the pawn up. I think it's, I mean, basically, I just want to make a pass pawn here. I want to make a pass pawn. Got to use this knight, so I'm going to get it off the last rank. Okay, bishop has to move. Why you know use horsey? Okay, sorry, I use horsey. Sorry. True, Andy, true. Might have to revisit the rules. Here? Wait, use horsey, you said. Yeah, use horsey. Are we done using the horsey, or I'm supposed to keep using it? I think we're good. We got the horsey in the middle of the board. That's good enough for me. That's good enough for me. What am I going to do? I'm going to create a pass pawn. That's what I'm up to. Oh. Defend horsey. Push pawn. That should be good. Splar with 5 gifted subs. Thank you, Splar. Hopefully that cleared things up. The deed was already done. Exactly. Exactly, Splar. Nothing to worry about on your part. Got a pass pawn. Now I just need to escort it down the board with my king and pawn moving up like that. Don't know what he's up to over here taking stuff, but I don't care. It's all about pushing that pass pawn, guys. Push that pass pawn. Here we go. Okay, king there. Sort of a weird position. Let's check. King closer? It's like such a weird position. Let's offer a trade. Use the horsey. Use the horsey, offer a trade. Still haven't won this game yet. Okay. Take. Okay. I'm going to try to take the pawns to clean up, and that's a W. Opening went well, I think. Remember this, guys. As soon as d3, h6, we stop this move. Important to remember. Important to remember. Okay? So, let's see if we can get that clutch last W here. Get to 1300 on the day. Ooh, one of us is getting to 1300. I like it. This is this is a good finale. We have not seen the French defense. Do you guys remember what line we said we were going to go for? Who remembers? Who remembers? Knight d2. Thank you for the help. Yes, knight d2. Ooh, c5. c5. Who remembers how we wanted to play this one? Who remembers how we wanted to play this one? Basically, we want to keep the tension. Basically, we want to keep the tension. Yeah, we looked at a lot of different ways to play. c3, very good suggestion. I remember going over knight gf3, but we didn't do a lot of this. We didn't do a lot of this. And after knight gf3 and pawn takes here, we talked about an interesting variation. Pawn takes here. Okay, and I know that knight takes the pawn back on d4 is what everyone wants to do, but it's actually pawn takes here. We get our bishop developed with tempo. And I know this might seem like, hey, oh, this is all fancy stuff. This is theory. Just a little bit of memorization. We're on move 6. Just bear with me. We're going to get castled. And our idea is to try to take this pawn back. Okay? So how can we get this pawn back? Let's start with that. How can we get it back? We want to play knight here. That's plain and simple. Knight there, attacks the pawn, and attacks the queen. You might need to see that again. Well, that's what the post game's for. Knight b3 attacks both of those things. We can't do it right now, right? The bishop's under attack. There's no way. So we're gonna build it up. We're gonna build it up. Why not knight e4? Well, it drops the bishop. So I might be preparing knight e4, knight b3, but it all starts with the queen covering the bishop. Okay, so queen e2 covers the bishop. Now we can start doing our dream. Knight b3, and we want to take this pawn back. Now let's say he plays queen b6. He says no. How do we add even more firepower to that thing? Let's say the goal is to take. I wonder where he's going to put the queen, but queen b6 looks, yeah, there it is. Looks very reasonable. Rook d1, sure. I like the idea of moving a piece that didn't move yet. I like the idea of moving a piece that did not move yet. And our whole goal is to try to take that pawn on d4. That's really all we're interested in doing. And lo and behold, we've done it. So all we want to do is take this pawn. It's been done. Now we move on to the habits. And I think that this is just a really easy position to play. This is why I wanted to play the Tarrasch. So this is the first time we've actually played it at all in the habits series. So if we can get 1300 from it, hey, that's a feels good, man. After bishop there, the last important move that sort of want to mention to you guys is c3, just a nice move to strengthen the center and watch that pawn. Now the bishop can get developed and the rooks can both operate in the middle. And then we're going h3. You guys know the drill. You guys know the drill. Okay, castles, let's play h3. There, we're going to keep the same idea, bishop back. Okay, still the same pin, same principles. Thank you, figured out 420. Let's play the rook here and the rook over. So the rook here is not ideal because this rook I'd like to be on the other side. So I'm probably going to try to shuffle them over. Attacking my bishop, I think I can keep that guy pretty effortlessly here. Bishop back, and the knight on the side of the board doesn't look very good. Okay, this pin looks very nice. I want to shuffle the rooks like I just said. Yeah, let's get that rook over there. I know it looks like I'm wasting time, and I am. Knight there, let's make that trade. I am wasting time, but getting both rooks into the middle is a good thing. So let's go here. We finally completed our goal. We've got the pieces in the middle. Knight f4. It's unfortunately a strong reaction. He wants to get rid of my bishop. Sag, I wanted that thing. I wanted that thing. Okay, we're going to have to move our queen. Queen e4. Yeah, the problem is black's going to take our pawn, which is why I brought the queen here. Okay, I don't want to take like this. I'm going to take with the rook. Queen e4, he takes my bishop, and then he takes my b pawn. So trying to get ahead of that. Now, is my position bad? Not at all, actually. I can double the rooks on the open file. I can play knight e5. I've got h3 in there. I can start to push some pawns over here. Lots of things to do. Lots of things to do. Why are 1300s good? Dude, 1300s are out here. I mean, there's no 1300s in this game, so I wouldn't say that we're good, but I could be 1300 after this. I said I was going to start pushing pawns on the queen side. b3 looks like a good place to start. Let's keep going. That's like a mini threat, right? Aren't I GM? Matthias, yes. I mean, you have a Twitch Prime sub. If you have a Twitch Prime sub, then I'm a GM. We'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. Okay. Brooks, doubling. Doesn't look bad. Let's go. Open file. He's the 1300 gatekeeper of VHTV, yeah? I could believe that. I could believe that. Ooh, E5. Strong move from my my opponent here. This is what it's going to take to get to the next level. So, knight has to move. However, when my knight moves, I am going to be hitting his knight with my rook. So, it's not the end of the world, I hope. Where are we going to put this knight? I actually don't have many squares. Those are all squares I cannot go to. Knight b5 is defended by my pawn, but remember, knight b5, if he decides to take it, I can't even take back because of this. So we've only got one move. 92. Final boss here. Carbonated carbon. I think Soslant or Soslant, he might just hang out at 1298 and just gatekeep. He just beats everyone who tries to get over. It's quite possible. Wouldn't put it past him, you know? And he's got h6 in. It's a great move. It means he's not going to get mated. He's got that escape square. E4, we can take this guy. I mean, it's not great for us, but he does have some moves here. Ooh, he does have some moves, and you know what? That was not it. Knight e4 is not one of the moves I was worried about. I was worried about bishop to f5. Bishop to f5. So we're happy here. We're at least surviving. Okay, we're at least surviving. Now our opponent did not just make a random move. He has a threat. He wants to take on f2. Okay, I see the suggestion. Rook d5. It's a great idea, but hang on a sec. Hang on a sec. I'm gonna lose this pawn. We can't do that. So I mean, I gotta defend this thing. Something like that. I would say rook e3 makes a lot of sense. Hit the knight. Bishop f5 was the strong move. Yep, that would have been winning. That would have been winning, dude. Defense from this guy. I like it. Let's offer a trade. If he takes it, well, let's pre-move take with the queen. Let's take with the queen. I want to start getting some pieces in the center, like rook d5 or knight d5 if he doesn't take me. Definitely be thinking about those moves. Okay. This pawn is being hit 3 times, only defended twice, so I am thinking about just taking that. I think he should play, yeah, and he does play e4. Knight's got to move. Let's choose the center square. We can't go there. We can't go there. Okay. Let's push some pawns over here. My rook is about to be attacked by this movement. Boy, is that going to be annoying. That is going to be really, really frustrating. I think we got to move our knight next. Or maybe just keep pushing the pawns. Keep pushing the pawns, but this one could hurt us. This one could hurt us. It's taking a long time here. taking a long time, man. He should be playing so much faster. I'm just gonna flag. But look how much time he's taking for one move. He's attacking my rook. Let's bring it back. Oh my gosh, guys! Like he's so slow. He played a great move, but I mean, he's so slow. I'll play G3. But what's gonna happen to me? He takes King H2. Is he gonna have enough time? Is he gonna have enough time? Wait, Queen H5. Let's see. Is he gonna have enough time to mate? Oh, there was mate on the board. I had to give it to him. I had to give him a chance to gatekeep me from 1300. Bishop G2 and Queen H1 was mate. But nope, he will not take me down today. 1300 is in my future. Okay, the French. I said we were going to look at it. This is the first time we've played it. I have mentioned the moves we were trying to do, but this is the first time we've played it. Hey, 64 to 84.5. What did I tell you guys? He's playing a good game. Fantastic. Hello, Lolly. So knight d2 is the move we want to do. And knight f3 to keep the tension. So the idea is like, if he takes here, we actually want to take there, just like the game. If he takes here, we want to just take back. And if he takes here, we can take back again, either with the knight or with the queen. Both are very good, but knight is the idea. And look, we got two strong knights in the middle. This is fine. Bishops can develop, castling in the future. French opening theory session. There's not much to say because we don't go in too much depth, but this is the idea. We want to keep the tension in the middle. And this specifically, as you can see, the book moves. It's a good move, not the best move. Castling, Queen E2, Knight B3, and the idea is Rook D1. You can see here that the engine sort of reflects that we knew what we were doing in the opening. It's something to remember. The goal is to take the pawn, and as soon as you get it back, you just to make very, very normal developing moves. So you just got to remember the beginning here. These two knights just to guard these pawns. If they take, we're going to be capturing back with the knights, but this one we don't capture back right away. The goal is to take here and eventually take this pawn back. Not immediately, okay? Eventually. That's probably the trickiest part to remember about this French tirage, is that when they take here, you do not take. It's not a bad move, so you're not just going to lose if you take this. It's not terrible, but this move is better. Hey guys, just a reminder that Building Habits is going to be a regular series on our YouTube channel, so make sure to get subscribed if you are not already. Drop a comment down below for the algorithm, and let me know what you thought about the video. See you next time.